Hey guys, JR Beckley here with Rivercity Reclaimed. I want to thank you today for purchasing one of our shelves. This video we're going to show you how to install one of our deeper shelves. They will be the shelves that go from 7 to 10 inches deep. Pretty simple, but I want to show you a few tricks on making sure it's secured to the wall properly and it doesn't sag, okay? So inside one of our deeper shelves is going to have a frame built or constructed something similar to this. It's just a small one, so there doesn't have any arms to it, but this gets installed to the wall. First, before we do that, I'm going to show you a couple things you need tool-wise. Pretty simple, not a big list. You need a good tape measure. Of course, you need a pencil and a good level to level your line on the wall, and a few bits and a nice drill if you've got one. Couple of bits we're going to use today. One is about an 1/8 inch drill bit. If you have one of these, it would be great. It is another 1/8 inch countersink drill bit, and of course the bit you need to screw your screws into the wall. And if you've got a power drill, that would be wonderful. And no, DeWalt is not a sponsor. Anyway. Determine where you want your shelf on the wall and make your level line. I've already made a level line here. Now, I'm cheating because this is going on to some shiplap, but how do we find our wall studs, right? One, you can get at the big box store a stud finder. They cost $8 to $10. Take a couple AA batteries, and you can actually put them on the wall if you've ever seen them, and just guide it around the wall until you find the stud. Once you find your stud, you want to find the center of the stud. So let's just say our stud is, right here, and we found the stud. What we want to do is take our 1/8 inch bit and go about 1/4 inch above our level line and make a hole, okay, until we find the center of that stud. Once I find the center of the stud, I mark it on the wall where the center is. And typical construction today is 16 inch center. So I should be able to go from that line over 16 inches, mark it again, drill it and check it and see and make sure I've got my next stud. Once you do that, take your ledger board, put it against the wall, and just make those marks on your ledger board where your studs are going to be at, okay? Now, once you find your location of your studs that you've marked on your ledger board, it would be great to pre-drill it with the countersink bit. This bit, it just allows the head of the screw to go further into the board without splitting it. If not, you can still do it with an 1/8 inch drill bit, okay? Pre-drill your your ledger, where your studs are at, and now you should be ready to install this to the wall, okay? Take your large screws that come in your packet, and these screws will allow you to screw it to the wall and to your studs. Alright, now go ahead and change out this bit. And get this one installed. That. There is my second screw. Apparently it fell down. Yes. Oh, duh. It's in the ledger board. Yeah. We can crop that out later, right? No, we're real people. Okay. Now, let's say where the area on your frame doesn't allow you to screw in to the ledger board. Let's say that your stud is somewhere where this arm is, correct? Well, once you find the ones that are in the easy area to screw in, screw those first. And let's say our next area where our stud is right here, okay, where the arm is. How do we get that screw in? So let's say your shelf is 55 inches long. That allows for 4 studs, 0, 16, 32, and 48. Our 48 happens to be right where this arm is. That's when you want to take your countersink bit, okay, come to the edge of the ledger board, okay, this board here, and go at about a 30-degree angle and pre-drill that, okay? So basically, you're going to come in at an angle like this and screw it in. Well, I'm not telling you to do that because we need to have as many of these screws as possible in the wall to secure this thing to make sure it's sturdy. A lot of these, our customers have stuff from, 5 foot up to almost 6 feet long, and they're 8 to 10 inches deep. So, if you've got 4 screws in your packet that you can hit 4 studs, you want to make sure you get as many of those screws into the studs as possible, just to secure it and make it strong. Okay, we've secured the ledger board to the wall, and now we want to install the shelf. The shelf easily slides over the frame, okay, and then you take the trim screws that are in your packet, the smaller black screws, okay, or the smaller trim screw, and on top of these shelves, they're already pre-drilled where you can screw straight down into that ledger board we just installed on the wall. Now, a couple pointers. Make sure you push your shelf against the wall firmly and back before we screw down into this. This allows us to help it keep it from sagging. All right, back against the wall. And we're going to screw straight down. Now that's installed. If there's any other issues you might have or questions you might wonder, any other tips how we can help you, please feel free to message us and just give us a shout through our email or through our message box, and we'll be glad to help you get your shelves installed properly. Now, once installed properly, these things, they're pretty sturdy, and yes, that should be it. Take care. Thank you for your purchase, and we'll talk to you soon.